And greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Good Morning Azeroth, episode 32. What a time to be alive. Hope everybody is doing good. It has been a hot minute since we've caught up with everybody. I'm very excited to be here. I'm joined today by the some of the OG members of Good Morning Azeroth. You see them in the bottom left-hand corner. The crowd favorite. The best fruit fly doctor on the goddamn planet. Senor Melderon, dude. Big round of applause for Mr. Melderon in here. Hide your wife, hide your kids, grab your Coors Light, dude. We're gonna double crack them on stream, dude. Fuck it. This is going to be a great GMA. I'm very excited to get into this. Hope everybody is doing good. We also have the homie, PlatinumWoW. You guys know about this guy. One of the young bloods in the content creation scene. A rising champion. Killing it. Almost 100k subs already. Almost there. How you doing, Platinum?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here. It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, so
it has been a hot minute.
Good to chat it up.
It has been.
It's always nice having another priest, brother.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, no music coming in there. Now we got the music. Now we have the ambience. We're setting the mood. We're lighting the candles.
We can't have it. We can't have 100% like start.
It's gotta be. It has to be all the best GMAs. Yeah, all the best GMA connoisseurs out there know it has to be partially scuffed, or it's not a real GMA. It's fake. So now we have the nice Baron's ambiance, set the music, light the candles, about to get into this, guys. Oh, but before we begin, how could I forget? Def Camp, are you there?
Yes, I am here, my brothers.
My brother. How is your vocal cords doing right now? I know you were a little sick at BlizzCon
I'm doing good, baby. We're back. We're feeling alive. If you guys are ready, I'm ready to give a nice prayer of fortitude for everyone.
Prayer of fortitude. You love to see it. Please bless us, Def Camp.
Let's do it.
Please.
Good morning, Azeroth. Let's go, bitches. Yeah.
Let's go, bitches. Hell yeah. You love to see it. Too many priests, not enough warriors. Facts.
Get out of here.
So true. So true. Is that Kigo, dude? Like the Kigo, Mr. BRE from BlizzCon? Is that Mr. BRE?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he loves his BRE, dude. He loves it.
He goes home holding it out every night.
Yep.
Before he goes to sleep. Yeah, caressing it.
Yep. All right, guys. So today on Good Morning Azeroth, what is this show called again? We're going to talk about BlizzCon. We're going to catch up, all four of us. Handsome gentlemen, we're all there at BlizzCon. Just doing big brain things, meeting developers. Man, it was so much fun. First BlizzCon for all of us too, right? So let's start there. Let's do a little catch up on BlizzCon. How was it for you guys?
It was a lot different than I thought it would be. I think I had this preconceived notion that it would be more like here's some like flashy stuff and buy merchandise. And to me, I've been to a lot of scientific conferences, and it felt like a conference to me. It felt like a place where you could meet people that had the same, like we were sitting there at night drinking like adult beverages, talking about threat mechanics, like
with Omar Gonzalez.
With Omar Gonzalez, right?
Yeah,
so where other place in the world can you do that, right? And I think that's the peak thing of. It's not about the announcements. It's not about the merchandise. It's not about the cosplay. It's about meeting people that you can, and maybe we're fortunate because we have a group of people we talk about WoW with all the time. We have classicwow.live. We have, we raid with people. But like for those people out there who don't have that, like Taladrill is one. Taladrill's like, I don't get to talk about this stuff with anybody in my personal life. And the fact that he can go there and be like with other people that are like-minded is the biggest thing for me.
Let's be honest too, dude. That is true peak male performance. That is just high T level light living. Oh yeah, dude. That is just That's the end game. That's goals.
I was definitely feeling the love. Like I think like Melderon, like we kind of had one expectation. Like we'd go there, you see some fucking videos, you see some announcements, but I think like the overall just like togetherness you feel when you're there with other fucking neckbeards that are just so excited about Blizzard games, like and even though Classic WoW wasn't a topic this year, you saw everyone with Classic WoW t-shirts. Everyone there raised their hand. We're loving Classic WoW. There were so many Classic WoW fans there, dude.
Wait. Okay. Sorry, keep finishing.
Wait. No, I just said that was awesome. That was so cool to see so many Classic WoW fans there. To have, the panel that we did with Platinum, The night before was so much fun. Talking about Classic WoW, seeing those people light up when you brought it up, and I had like one of the times of my life, man. I really did. So I can't wait to go again next year. I'm gonna try to keep going as much as we can. I'm fucking hooked, man. I love it.
I'm hooked, dude. I'm already. But let me. Where are the tickets at? I'm gonna buy the next year's
Yeah.
one. Out of 10, what would you guys rank it though? Like just the overall experience.
Oh, I'd 10 out of 10 experience.
10
Absolutely.
out of 10.
Well, if you're putting into like, if you're also adding in the stuff that was revealed, I'd give it a 9 or something. I think it, you know. So I it would have been a 10 if we got like a Classic WoW panel.
True,
Oh,
true.
I
You know
meant
what
like
I mean?
10 out of 10,
Yeah.
like the amount of fun I had while I was there.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. So there's two different rankings, I would say.
yeah.
That's true.
I've been to BlizzCon 7 times now.
7
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
Platinum,
Yeah.
dude. That's
Yeah.
how old were you?
I'm a bit-
7 years ago.
13. So,
Wow.
Oh
but
my
this is
God,
my
dude.
first ever one as like a content creator. So it kind of had like I had a different feeling going into it, and it was just so cool talking to like fellow content creators because like.
Was it also the first that your parents let you go alone? Sorry.
We gotta tease the young Zoom
You guys are
Zoom.
such assholes.
No,
Yeah.
he's a young guy. He's a young guy.
I know.
Pack you some
We got
Tide
alone
Pods in the
past 2
lunchbox.
years. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry,
But,
I Platinum. Finish for yourself.
Yeah. Just talking to content creators because you can't really have like a real conversation with them over the internet. I feel so it's cool to
Yeah.
actually like
Yeah.
meet them and stuff, you know. And like I probably rate this BlizzCon like an 8 out of 10. The only reason why it's not a 9 for me is because like there's so much stuff spoiled that I feel like it kind of ruined some of the hype.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, dude, as far as like the content released at BlizzCon, I'm gonna be honest, dude, it was probably like maybe a 3 out of 10. Like it was alright. I mean, I was hyped for Diablo, right? But like I don't know, like the point I'm trying to make is the overall experience was a 10 out of 10, but it was because I got to meet up with you guys. It was because we got to chill at the Hilton and the Marriott and chill with Omar Gonzalez, and he actually was super down to earth. I'm 100% not trolling you, not shilling right now. Omar was actually a beast. He was a beast.
Yeah,
he was
he
talking
is,
to us just like regular people. Dude, he was chilling Friday and Saturday night, just cooling, like no stress, very real, authentic dude. And just being able to see everybody, meet all the content creators, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, meeting Platinum was great, and being able to sit next to him in that in Calm Before the Storm and talk about Classic WoW. I'm like, holy shit, dude! This is a person that I've talked to on Discord for about a year now. Never met him. I had already met Cargos before, right? So it was not as impactful, but I also never met Taladrill and Al, and they were also there. And Josh from Countdown to Classic, right? People we've never met.
dude,
Having Josh there was fucking awesome, man.
that was sick. You never met him before either, right? Before, like in
never
person.
met
The
him.
only person we've met is you and Dokken before BlizzCon.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That was so cool, dude. Yeah, meeting
But,
Josh.
But going back to say like with Omar, I think one of my favorite times was like listening to Omar's stories about when he was a noob playing WoW back in the day and how he got like into Blizzard, like still in school and stuff like that. Like just talking to him like a normal person, like just like,
yeah, dude.
listening to his
Omar
stories
worked
and stuff. Yeah.
back in the day. So this is when before Blizzard was a big company, right? But Omar worked there on the night shift. He was still going to college, and he would go to school and then go there at night and work on like the servers, and then he would go back to school the next morning. Like, that's what he did for like a year, I think he said.
Yeah, and one of the stories he told me, which was funny, is like back when he first started playing, he had no idea that there was food and water. So after he would run out of mana and health, he would just sit down and wait until his mana bar would come back up. He had no idea there was food or water. It was great, man. Like, I love hearing those kind of stories, But just overall experience, dude. Fucking amazing. Yeah. We had a big crew there. We had like over 20 people.
Yeah, we were rolling
awesome.
super deep. We were actually rolling super deep, gang all the way. We had Invictus shirts on, classicwow.live jerseys.
Yeah.
That was sick. And next year it's only going to get better. I think a lot of people are now sold on it and they want to come out for BlizzCon. It was a whole week's worth of adventures for us. We all linked up. A few of the people from our guild flew out to my house to spend a couple days here. We drafted Magic: The Gathering. We just nerded out to the maximum, man. And then we took a big body down to LA, and it was, man, just such a fun time. What would you rate the content though, Platinum? You were you super impressed by it, or was it a little bit underwhelming for you? You were saying?
So I feel like I'm the minority here. I still am genuinely interested in retail. I thought the cinematic was really cool, but Diablo stole the show for me. Gameplay wise, cinematic wise, just that's gonna be such a good game. Oh my god! And I didn't really play Diablo 2 or Diablo 3 really, but I don't know. I'm ready to go all in
On D4?
and I might just start playing 3 now, just because I need that fix.
Meldon, how excited was I when I came to you on the floor and I had that realization, dude? I am amped for D4.
Dude, I think we had an epiphany together. I think I'm just not as overly excitable as you are, but I think I was sitting there watching it, and I did a write up on this on classicwow.live. I had to put my thoughts down on paper, virtual paper, because Diablo was such a huge part of my gaming life. When I was 12 or whatever, I got invited to my buddy's house for the weekend, right? So I go there, and he showed me Diablo 1, and I was fucking... It blew my mind, dude, because you have to remember, it scared the shit out of me, number one. Number two, it had voice acting. You know, that didn't happen back in 1996, guys. That's a huge thing, right? And I'm sitting there watching this trailer, and it brought me back to when I was 12 again, dude. And it was this is the game, this is it. This is what I've been yearning for. Because Diablo 3, man, it was so kiddie, and the NPCs and the bosses looked so weird. You know what I mean? It just didn't feel like Diablo, and I'm hoping that they really get back to that core philosophy of the darkness and the occult. And it was just, man, yeah.
We've been talking about that for multiple GMAs too, Def Camp, right? The whole idea of
the Return of the Darkness. Yeah,
Return of the Darkness. Yep.
We've been talking about this for a while now, and I think this is not just to show that this is what we wanted; it's what so many people wanted, you know. But I'm just thinking now, Meldon, when you're saying that, I honestly think the Diablo games were that, and maybe Final Fantasy, but those two Diablo games, 1 and 2, I think we played those games more than anything else when we were younger.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that those
way
games
more
were,
than the Warcraft RTSs.
Yeah, absolutely. Those two games, I think we played more than anything else growing up.
And that makes perfect sense why we transitioned to WoW, because, dude, Diablo 2 had such an impact on World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
When you think about it, the talent trees, the builds, the class archetypes, the spells, World of Warcraft owes more to Diablo 2 than it does to the RTSs, and I will say that till the day I die. If you look at the game mechanics, Diablo 2 has so much into World of Warcraft over the RTSs. Yeah, okay, the story came from the RTS and Shaman, okay? Other than that, I really think everything else came from D2.
Talent trees, so much of the style of the gameplay and everything. I really agree, and I think Dev, a lot of, even when we talked to John Stats and things like that, you know, they definitely said that Diablo 2 was a huge factor into how WoW would play.
Yeah, if you look like a tree, those evolutionary trees, I think WoW branches off is more closely related to Diablo 2 than it is Warcraft.
I mean, lore of course is
not lore wise, of course, but I'm talking about the core game mechanics.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, so I agree. We're going to start doing content on D4, man, because
absolutely, yeah, because
the talent trees allow us to do so much thinking and theory crafting, right? And then there's the gear meta. The gear meta is huge too, right? And I think there's a lot that we can kind of explore with Diablo 4.
I just hope that they really nail it, because there is definitely a way that they could screw it up by going more towards the Diablo 3 route. But as long as I think they use Diablo 2 as kind of like a reference, use Diablo 2 as a reference and basically make the game what we all know it can be, right? A lot of us here have experienced Diablo 2 and have fallen in love with that game, and use the core of what made WoW great, what made Diablo 2 great, because all in all, Diablo 4 looks like it's going to be somewhat of an MMO style, where there's going to be other players there as well. I do enjoy a challenge, which is something that I also really want to see in Diablo 4 as well. I want it to be a little bit challenging. I want it to be dark. I want it to be, I also want it to fucking I remember being scared shitless sometimes playing those games, and I love the music and the artwork, and so the little taste that I got of it playing the demo, I so much wanted more already.
I was hooked on the demo. Sorry,
go ahead.
I have like
I
a
was-
PSA cranked up or whatever.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, did you guys go into the Diablo Cathedral at BlizzCon?
Wait,
Line was too
what?
long. Line was too
Okay.
long. I really wanted to.
Yeah, no,
Tell us
the
about it.
line was really long, and so you go on in, and there's like a bunch of props, and there's like these giant, like Renaissance style paintings on the wall, and in the corner there's like a photo booth where you can lay on an altar, and a very large fat guy painted white with a red hood on his head would like pretend to like sacrifice you, and they'd make like a gif out of it.
I
And
saw
they're,
it
like,
on your video, but we totally missed that, Melron. I don't know
I
where
didn't even know
we
it
were.
existed.
It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, we totally missed that. I don't
It
know
just
how.
goes to show,
Yeah.
like, there's a lot of shit there, and
There's a lot of shit at BlizzCon.
I didn't realize how
Yeah.
much stuff there was, and that was another thing
Yeah.
that kind of blew my mind is how much time you can spend there. Man, I just next year, dude, I'm going a day early so I can start planning stuff out because, and also the media pass kind of screwed us in that regard because we had to do certain things, we had to make certain.
It definitely was an awesome
and-
thing having the.
Yes, I'm very grateful for it. All I'm
Yeah.
saying is that it kind of hindered our exploration a little bit.
Right.
That's all.
Because we wanted to, be there for the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certain things.
Especially if it's your first BlizzCon too. It's probably
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
overwhelming.
All right, so here's a little PSA. As you guys are mentioning all this stuff, it's just I was writing down notes on what you were saying because I want to like bundle it up into one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a public service announcement to all the old school hardcore PC gamers out there, whatever are left out there. This is how I was feeling going to BlizzCon. I didn't feel like the classic community was in the majority. Maybe that's just mainly a side effect of not having any classic content at BlizzCon or whatever it was. It did feel like the majority of people at BlizzCon were there for Overwatch. It does also feel like sometimes I'm like the boy crying wolf and I'm talking about the art direction and style and they're going super cutesy and adding Volpera and turning it into Disney Pixar, turning it into Alice in Wonderland meets Moana or whatever it is, right? I keep saying this, right? But it seems like most people actually enjoy that. And it seems like the edgy, gritty, nitty, the gritty kind of dark medieval hardcore style. There's still people who like that, but it feels like we're in the minority, right? So it was best case scenario that they are going to provide something like that in the form of Diablo that's going to meet that thematically for us. But here's the thing. So I'm sitting there at the WoW QA panel at BlizzCon. I'm listening. Taliesin and Evitel are hosting it. There's, they're doing their thing, and I'm listening to it and all the questions. It made me realize I was kind of like disconnected from the retail community a bit.
Yes.
And when you're listening to the Blizzard guys talk about the inspiration for some of the zones, and they're talking about Shadowlands, which is the new upcoming expansion that I feel like most people are excited for. They're using a lot of words. I started to write them down in my phone. Cosmos, lunar. They said one of the zones was inspired after like a lunar moon garden or something, and things are. It kind of hit me. I had this realization, like, wow, dude. Warcraft is kind of a fantasy game set in a sci-fi setting at this point, right? It's kind of more of a space game. I don't want to say it's literally Star Trek and Star Wars and polarize a bunch of people, but it's a fantasy universe set in this kind of sci-fi theme. You're dealing with spaceships and blasters and Volpera and all this, whereas Diablo is kind of the medieval IP. It's that dark medieval IP. And that checks all the boxes for me. I love the dark medieval IP, inspired by history, shields and swords, not blasters and spaceships, right? So, let me
I
speak to
think
it.
a good way to summarize what you're saying is that I think Warcraft has exited the Tolkienian philosophy of fantasy. It's like, so I think in Classic, it's extremely Tolkienian in origin, right? Even the races, who you're fighting, the big bads. I mean, like, the elementals look like the Balrog. It's very like Lord of the Ringsy, right? And I think as the expansions have come out, it's deviated from that a little bit. And I think we've gotten to the point now where it's so far from what we consider classical fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I would still consider it fantasy, but you're right. There's like this
Big time sci-fi element, right?
I don't know, guys. I got a really big feel. Okay, so like maybe I'm totally alone in this, but I really got a sense of like that they're really trying to heavily get something from Diablo with Shadowlands, because looked at some of the artwork on some here, like they had the wings that looked like fucking Like the
Tyrael.
angel wings, the Tyrell's wings. They had like the tower, which was a lot like a Diablo thing. I honestly feel like a lot of what they're doing in Shadowlands is kind of like definitely not a dark Diablo, but almost like a Diablo 3-esque style thing.
Here's my thing, bro. When I was looking at the zones, they're trying to contrast it. They want this dark and light. They want these beautiful creatures, and they want this dark kind of spooky aesthetic as well. When I see the dark spooky aesthetic, not Diablo to me. Diablo is like someone's ripping someone's spine out of their body and picking up this like maggot encrusted skull in the blood in the demo. If you guys saw that, it looks like Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of like traditional kind of Halloween spookiness a little, maybe a little bit of Karazhan elements in there. It reminded me of like Nightmare Before Christmas, and then the beautiful aspects reminded me of Alice in Wonderland.
Do you remember in Diablo 3 though, when they go to heaven and it's like all those spires? Like that's exactly what it looked like to me in Shadowlands. Like I guess I'm thinking more of Diablo 3 here, but a lot of what I saw in Diablo 3 reminded me a bit of Shadowlands. I don't know. Like
I think there's a common theme because it is the afterlife, right? So I think there is a common theme there. But I want to say though, I don't know if we're talking about Shadowlands right now or not. I think we are, right? So I don't want to deviate too much, but I do want to say what was apparent to me at BlizzCon, I think you just said this, Cargos, is the huge rift between what the classic community wants and what the retail community wants.
Yeah.
It's two totally different mentalities. And so during the thing you're talking about, Cargos, the Q&A, I think, was what Zevatal and Taliesin was doing. Yeah. Unfortunately, the media press conference was the same time as that, so we couldn't go to both. But during the media conference, during the media thing, you wouldn't believe how different. So Taladrill and I, and Quizzy was there too, and we were talking about, most of our questions were classic oriented because we really don't play Shadowlands, obviously, or retail. But the questions were all concerning cosmetic changes to the game. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's just a strange thing to talk about during a press conference.
It's funny you say that. Like one of the only classic questions was asking if there's going to be HD model upgrades for classic during the QA panel. It's funny.
And I watched that and they shot him down. Thank God, because I was so scared of the response to that.
Yeah.
But it's so strange to me how people care about things like transmog over raids or the leveling experience, or I just don't get it.
Josh said it so well though at that little dinner we had. He was saying like, look, with this kind of cash shop model they got going on where they're going all goofy with it, that's appealing to some number of people, like probably 1 million or 2, and they're just trying to ride that wave because those are the people they still have somewhat hooked, and they kind of lost a lot of the OGs already, so they're not even trying to like reinterest them, especially with classic out. Yeah.
Let me play devil's advocate here. What is there really to talk about with classic right now? Phase 2, like I feel like it's already in motion. Like what is there to talk about?
All you would need to do is have like a community event where people could come and just as a community get together and talk. Maybe you could have the devs up there and you could just ask them questions, just like a QA, but classic related QA. If this is with regard to like carving out some sort of section of programming for classic at BlizzCon, that would be my answer to that. Like you wouldn't necessarily need to announce a bunch of stuff, right? You could do more of just like
the future, like TBC.
That was asked during the Q&A, and they said they could do it. The other big thing to me is phase release scheduling, because I think a lot of us think that even people who have MCO and farm, a lot of us think this is moving too fast.
And just like Brosadramas just said, is we can talk about server transfers, killing Skyrim, things like that, server stability. The skew of Alliance versus Horde on a lot of servers. So there's definitely a lot of things I think that need to be addressed as far as classic WoW.
But those aren't things that are going to make a large populace happy.
Exactly. And those aren't things that...
that's the difference between retail and classic to me, is that people just want to hear, this is what you'll get in the next expansion. This is how many mounts will come out. This is how many transmogs will be available. But the real conversations, that's what a classic panel needs,
I remember talking to someone who I was like, talking about okay, so we're talking about basically the launching of phase 1, phase 1.5 and phase 2, and someone said it was another content creator who was like, oh, this is almost exactly the timing like it was in vanilla. I'm like, well, actually no, it's not. Like it was a good 3 months until or whatever EU came out. They came out with Dire Maul, yes, but then there was a good amount of time in between where and vanilla was out the longest out of any other point in time of WoW. and then you had the end of Vanilla WoW where you had Naxxramas only out for a couple months, and then BC. I think it would be nice to have Vanilla WoW out for at least another 2 years, and have Naxxramas out for a little bit longer so that people can explore it for maybe 6 months.
Yeah, I don't understand the
and
argument
then
why we have to
Burning Crusade.
recapitulate the original schedule.
Right,
I don't
exactly,
understand that
yeah.
argument at all. Like, it's just, maybe someone can help me understand it, because I
Well,
don't.
I guess it goes to that no changes kind of mentality. I don't know
Yeah,
everything
but
needs to be
they
exactly the same,
knew
but
they were
that's-
going to be expanding the game at some point.
Right, and I agree with you. I think we should have Nax out for a longer amount of time so people can explore it, this and the other. But going back to real quick what you guys were saying about the difference between classic WoW and retail WoW, and one thing that I did notice, and I think you asked this in one of your questions, Balderon, was there are some similarities. It seems like they're trying to do some things that were like vanilla like or classic like, whether the stats push going to level 60 whatever at their main, it has anything to do with classic WoW, or whether the return to the totems and the class characteristic things, but when talking to Omar and other people, it sounds like they still want to make a clear-cut difference between retail and classic WoW, and I think they should. There's no reason why retail should try to be like classic or classic should try to be like retail. I think they should be two totally different entities, because like you said, we're two totally different player bases, and all in all, like at the end of the day, retail is going to be retail WoW. I think they should try to make it as different as possible. I think even having level 60 on both is a bad idea. I don't want someone to log on to Twitch who never saw classic before, and they say, "Oh, well, you're level 60, or you're playing retail." Right? No, I'm playing classic.
I never thought about that.
What I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
No,
Interesting.
no, you're right. I'm just remarking the fact of how different the player bases are. I don't want them to not be different. I'm just saying that they're very, very, very different.
They are.
And
Exactly.
I never realized how different until that press.
And you're talking about the differences, right? They're people kind of cut from two different cloths. They want different things, right? And I guess where I was going is that I wasn't expecting it, because I'm not some legacy Diablo head who knows a ton about the lore or anything. But it was best case scenario in the sense that I'm very, very hyped for D4. It seems like they were speaking to me, dude. They were speaking to me. It was checking all the boxes, the dark, gritty, medieval style. They had something a little bit hardcore, a little spicier. It was super fun. I was hooked on that demo, man. When we finished the demo, we just, full transparency, we'd look around and be like, all right, dude, let's go again. Like, we were playing, we played that demo so much. We played all the classes. And as far as visually, the game was one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. One of the beautiful I've ever played in my entire life. Maybe it was just the insane computers they had set up. I'm not lying to you guys. If you were to be there at the demo and you sit down and play it right in front of you, we're so used to playing with classic WoW, sometimes on one setting, because I want to see the books and diorama. Like, we're kind of used to the really stylized thing. Maybe it was that stark contrast. But I hopped into that game and my mind was blown at how just insanely detailed and polished it seemed, right?
How good are I don't know if you guys played the Druid class, but the Druid class felt
my favorite.
So good, man.
With Blizzard games, no matter what genre they do, Overwatch, WoW, everything, just their gameplay is just so tight. It's hard to describe, but like no MMO has just been so tight and well controlled like WoW to me. Same with Overwatch. It's just something that you can't find.
I've actually never
else.
played Overwatch in my life. Not one.
The fact that it's a demo almost 2 years out, Platinum, right? The fact that the gameplay was that tight.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
like,
Barbarian was so fun to play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, I do think, from my opinion, like Diablo obviously has many different settings. It was a demo. I think things were a little easy from what I experienced. But we all know that things are going to be a lot different. And in a demo, they want you to feel powerful. They want you to feel the most you can feel, and like just destroy through.
So Melderon commented, you commented, I think, Def. A lot of people have been commenting saying it looks just like the D3 engine, and it probably is, bro. It probably is. Yeah. So I can't even speak on how good the game is mechanically or how fun it is in longevity, right? I can't speak on that at all. It could be trash. All I'm saying is visually, it was stunning, right?
Well, during the deep dive, they did say one thing which stuck to me. They're taking elements from all three games, so all three previous games. From Diablo 1, they're taking the darkness, they're taking the that kind of thing. From Diablo 2, they're taking the talent trees, and from Diablo 3, they're taking the battle mechanics and how combat works.
Okay.
So that they already said that, right? So I think that that's totally fine. I think the fluid dynamics of Diablo 3 combat is okay as long as there feels like there's some kind of achievement that you have to get, right? There's some kind of difficulty.
Yeah.
I think they need to get some Path of Exile in there, bro. I never played Path of Exile, but people keep referring back to Path. One's in the chat if you played Path of Exile. I never played it before, but people saying Path of Exile is insane. And Blizzard, you know, I'm sure they're tracking that, right? But
Oh yeah, absolutely.
there's some stuff that Path of Exile is doing right. From my understanding, Path of Exile lacks the polish, the cinematics that you get with this AAA game, you know, game publisher. But apparently that game is dope.
So one thing I think that is really something to keep our eyes on is you know, a lot of games do change over time from their demo, you know, from their demos to long, and like even Diablo 3, the demo of Diablo 3 compared to what Diablo 3 came out when, you know, it was completely different. But you kind of do see where they're aiming to go, right? And where they're aiming to go is a darker sense, you know, with still a really good gameplay, with the Diablo 2, you know, talents and kind of feel around how you can customize your character, that kind of stuff. The gearing, I think the gearing and all that is very essential as well to Diablo 2. So what they're trying to portray definitely resonated with me. And as long as they stay true to that, they stay true to those elements of that darkness, the you know, the really amazing gameplay, the great story. As long as they stay true to those elements, they have a really good recipe here. So I just hope they stay on path and not try to appease too many different styles of players, right? Remember who their main player base is here for Diablo. Yeah, there's a lot of people who like Diablo 3, but you know, the Diablo 2 fans, and I'm sure even the Diablo 3 fans will really you know, love to see something more to that older style, that older art style.
And can we talk about the open world element too? That's another
cool,
huge,
like
right?
an MMO.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're going to be able to go. It's a non-linear course through the game. There's 4 contiguous zones, like large continents or whatever, that you have to go through. You can meet up with people, play
just
with
random people. It's just like an MMO, right? A little bit. Like you just walk around and you see a guy. What's up?
Here's the thing that I'm hoping for. My brain is like ready for it, dude. Is this the first step to World of Diablo? Is it? Is it?
What it feels like.
It's possible,
dude.
I think honestly,
I will freaking freak out, dude.
I mean, but do you think that, like, do we need a World Diablo if Diablo 4 is as
No, I'm talking about after Diablo 4.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. So you want like an all-out, just straight-up MMO Diablo?
Dude,
like...
I want Diablo 4. I want World of Warcraft retail to end, and I want Diablo 4 to take off, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Diablo 5, whatever. World of Diablo.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be.
I'd be down.
I mean,
as long as they do it right, that
World
would be
of
amazing.
Diablo 4, yeah.
I just have like this fantasy in my mind right now where it's like 2 groups of Diablo players, like guilds. They're called clans in it, right? Something like that. They like meet in the open world and they like have to PvP each other for a world boss. Like,
dude,
oh my god,
it sounds so
I'm getting chills. It's gonna be so good.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. This is a question I want to ask everybody out in the audience too, and you guys. I don't know why this means so much to me, dude. I really don't know why. Maybe I'm strange, but I've invested into the Warcraft IP more than any other IP. Like Halo would be a second, right? So like I'm super invested into it, time, money, emotionally, whatever. And you know, I care a lot about Warcraft, and I'm struggling trying to come to some sort of mental resolution here when I think to myself about the lore, the current status of the lore, and what it is now. How do you reconcile like still saying like, yo, I love Warcraft and Warcraft lore and stuff, when you really only like those like the original Warcraft books? If you guys read those, Rise of the Clans, Thrall's story, the Lich King story, and the purging of Stratholme and all that. When you like those smaller conflicts, like, are you allowed to just like that about the Warcraft lore? Are you allowed to just like that? Because the actual lore is space gods, old gods, and spaceships, and Volterra, and
exists, right? We get to relive the old lore.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Cargos. I have that problem a little bit where I try to stay relevant with the current lore, but I just couldn't, because to me, there's such a big difference to me from the original lore, from like, you know, even up to like, I'd say Kato, whatever. That lore of like, you know, the Lich King and the Burning Crusade and all this feels so different to me. And even though Chris Metzen, you know, was in Warlords of Draenor and all that, it just feels so different to me.
Yeah.
And it's almost like being a fan of, like, say, Metallica, right? And
Yeah.
you love those first 3 albums, and the rest of Metallica you think sucks. It's okay to be a fan of old Metallica and not a fan of new Metallica. Just like it's okay to be a fan of old World of Warcraft and not new World of Warcraft.
But before Classic came out, there was no way to go back and listen to those 3 old albums.
Right? No, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think now that we have Classic, because I'm one of those guys, I do not like anything past Master of Puppets. I'm sorry, I don't. It's a totally different band at that point. Cliff Burton died. It just everything changed, right? But so I think now that we have the 3 possibilities, right? We have Kill 'Em All as Classic, which is raw, right? And just like Classic, right, raw. Ride the Lightning is
BC,
Burning Crusade, and Master of Puppets is going to be the Lich King, dude. I'm telling you, we're gonna get those 3 albums back.
Even fits thematically.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Master of Puppets. He controls of the undead.
Yeah,
Dude, even Platinum knows about this thing?
It does work.
It does really work. Yeah. Ride the Lightning. You're kind of like
someone made a really good point in Twitch. He's saying some people just like Middle Ages history and not modern history, but it's still history. I feel you there, bro. The only problem is that the scale of the lore that I like a lot is so small and almost insignificant comparatively to what is that one cinematic in my mind keeps replaying where they got like this old god or something and he has a sword and he's like destroying the entire planet with the sword.
It was Sargeras.
Like that just keeps playing in my mind. It's like, all right, I like the Defias Brotherhood, dude. Yeah, like, and then you have this motherfucker shoving a sword through a planet, and I'm like, how do I explain someone like, oh yeah, like that's
that cinematic where he's like in the planet, but he's in like a cloud, and he comes out of it. I laugh.
Like, where the hell was he hiding, dude?
I don't know. It's just
like, they're like he was the cloud. Like, get the fuck out! Like, what?
He's destroying a planet with a huge sword, dude. That cracks me
The
up,
lore
dude.
is just like it's a product of the game, right? Because you have to keep topping yourself, and they've been topping themselves for 15 years. So, first you have the Lich King, and like, oh, that's getting pretty dramatic there, and then you have Legion, where we're sticking swords in the earth, and now we're getting to the point where we're splitting realities and opening up like this giant
Another dimension. That's
yeah, exactly.
It's almost disrespectful to the old stories too, dude. How does Sylvanas just walk up into the Frozen Throne and go "Wabap" and just kill own the Lich King, dude?
But yeah, I agree.
Still though, he's the Lich King though. He just comes in here and just yoinks his helmet off and just splits it in 2.
But back
Like Hot Topic Sylvanas walking up in there with eyeliner on her face and everything like that. Just emo girl Sylvanas walks up into the Frozen Throne. What's up, Scourge Army? Let me just go ahead and bypass this, go up to Arthas, just show your arrows on him, dude, and then
I like how she's walking up the steps and the Scourge Army is like, whoa, maybe we shouldn't attack her. But the Scourge doesn't do that.
You're like, hey, bro, she's kind of cute. Let's let her like talk to the Lich King. Like,
See, that to me is like where I feel like the older lore was so much more mysterious, right? There was a sense of you could create a little, like, we didn't know what the fuck Sargeras looked like or whatever. You did, but you never saw him in game. You know what I mean? Like, that aspect of mystery of where you could fill in the blanks in your head. You can't do that anymore. Everything's there in the cutscenes. Everything's there. Like, this is how it's going to be. This is how it looks. I feel like back in the day, there was so much more mystery involved. There was so much more lore that you would read or hear of, and it wasn't all spewed out for you to see. And there was more mystery. There was more in your head to think like, oh my god, that sounds really fucking cool. That sounds badass. These old wars, the War of the Ancients, and you would see maybe little snippets of
the
it.
classic War of the Ancients, yo.
And now it's like everything is spewed out for you to see, and it's like, boom, here it is. It has to be like this, and I fucking hate that.
It's like the first time you saw the Night King in Game of Thrones.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like you didn't know what the Night King looked like, and then like boom, I think all stories get to that point, right?
Yeah,
they don't have to though. Yeah, like it happens with. You're right though. You're so right on the money, dude. You take some of the biggest IPs out there. They tend to like eventually get to the point where they start time traveling, right? And they start doing crazy stuff. Even in Dragon Ball, like they just start one-shotting planets left and right. Like there's I don't know. I think you can at a certain point you can end one character's story in the universe or one thing, and then go to another kind of side plot or something. Instead of like keep having to expand up vertically, you can go horizontally or something like that, and keep it at that same power level. But
I need that mystery for me, that little bit of imagination to keep for myself. And, I feel like a lot of it, too, back in the day was so much more... it's hard to put like a word on this or a finger on it, but so much more left to our own devices as well. Like I said, but
It's more relatable.
yeah, and it was a lot more relatable as well. Yeah, and these stories of the struggle of the orcs, and the distrust, and the things weren't so on a massive scale to the point where like, oh my god, the whole universe is coming to an end. No, it was this person and this person are fighting.
One dude just escapes from jail, dude. Thrall escapes from Durnhold Keep and rallies a little ragtag band of brothers to try and carve out a little foothold in this dangerous world of Kalimdor, right? That's the scale, dude. And then you got what is it? Sargeras? Sword through the planet. I need to pull that up.
Why is Game of Thrones so popular? Is it because of the supernatural stuff? Absolutely not. It's about character development, right?
Yes, it's
because
about
you
the
can relate
relation
to those characters.
Yep.
If you can't relate to your character, I can't relate to my guy with the Ashbringer, like running around.
No.
How the fuck does my guy have the Ashbringer? How's that possible? Like, I'm supposed to be some dude. So I have to admit something. So after I got home, I was like, well, I'm gonna try Shadowlands out. I'm gonna give it a shot, right? So I never bought. I never. No, let me. So I never tried Shadowlands. So I was like, well, I guess I should. I never had. No, I'm getting to the point. I'm not there yet. Hold on.
You never played Shadowlands as an outlet.
Preparation. I know. Let me finish. So in preparation for Shadowlands, I had to buy BFA. Okay. I never bought BFA. So I was like, I'll just buy it, right? So I was like, I'm gonna log in and I'm gonna get to the point where I'm actually in BFA because my character is still in Legion, right? I never actually went to BFA. Okay, so I log in, and I played the campaign to get to the Zul'Zadar, whatever the fuck it's called, right? So I play it, dude. It was horrible. Like I first of all, I didn't see anybody. Second of all, like the voice acting, the everything, man. It was just like I'm like, what the fuck am I doing now, right? And 45 minutes, I shut the game off. Haven't gone back since.
Yeah,
and I'm like.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man.
Shadowlands is going to be good. It's just going to be more of the same, dude. Shadowlands is going to be good for the hardcore PvPers.
I told myself it may be better.
The arena players who already have their community, very insular community, mind you, like very hard to tap into, very savage, cutthroat community. But the PvPers are going to be doing their thing, and then the Mythic Raiders, because raiding apparently has been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything is going to be very underwhelming.
That's going to be hard for the everyday person to get into it, like ourselves, and like when I did the Mythic rating in Legion, it was just the fact that was all I did. Like, the other stuff I had to do the fucking artifact grind and do all this to be a Mythic, to continue on the Mythic rating scene and all this kind of shit. So it's like, but the guild is what kept me going and all that. So it's like, for that one person who doesn't have all that and wants to get there, it's hard to get to that point because you have to do all this bullshit. But, I think for the players that do appreciate that kind of game, which obviously we aren't, that's great for them. Like, and if it works for them, that's fine. But there clearly is two different types of people here for classic WoW, for retail WoW.
Yeah, that's are.
Okay. That's okay.
I hope those people enjoy the game. I was kind of psyched when I got home, and I was like, well, let me prep for Shadowlands by maybe, like, I don't know, see if I can get my character like one level. I couldn't even do that, dude. I couldn't even.
It's funny you say that because I did the same thing. Me and because my retail guild, we were talking about like swapping classes. And I'm like, you know what? I want to play my druid. So I log in, probably play for 10 minutes, and I'm like, I just want to kill raptors and Stranglethorn on my shaman right now. I really don't want to do this.
Oh yeah, that's coming from a non-angry boomer. That's coming from PlatinumWoW, next gen human dude coming into the planet a few years after us. Yeah, that's
But plus, I don't understand why you'd have to be. I think young people are enjoying classic just as much as older people are, right?
Absolutely.
I think there's no generational bias at all. You know what I mean? I just think retail is not the game for me, man. And I've realized that I knew that for many years. I just think it's one of those things where I was psyched when I got home and I was like, maybe Shadowlands, maybe there's some saving grace that maybe we'll be able to. I thought the stat squish was cool. I thought bringing totems back was interesting. And I'm like, and I'll still probably try it, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to level boost up to 120 because I do not want to experience any of the BFA content. I don't.
Well, you don't have to anymore, right?
Well, you'd have to level boot. Oh, well,
No,
I'll
you
be
don't.
level.
You just go 0 to 10 in the original zone.
Apparently, they're going to make this. They said
So
they're
I'd
going to
be
make this the
40
most
then.
alt-friendly
No.
expansion ever. And I think they said
Yeah.
leveling was too burdensome before, so leveling is going to be a breeze. It's going to be
do-
very alt-friendly. That's what they
You
said.
can do 10 to 50 in one expansion, Melderon. So you can do 10 to 50 in either.
I understand, but I'm
Bay,
110,
in
so I'll.
Legion. You can do 10 to 50 in Wrath if you want.
I know that. But since I'm 110, I'll be shrunk down to 40, not 50. Do you get that, or like 45 or something? Because
well, you can just
only
finish off in
120
Wrath.
is to get shrunk down to 50.
Right, but you could still finish off in Wrath if you wanted to.
Right, which I'll do, unless I will
Yeah.
get shrunk down. To
That's kind of cool, I
120.
have to say.
50, I don't know.
That's a cool
Yeah.
little touch. You get the level and the expansion of your choosing, sort of.
So
And
that-
expansion.
Yeah.
I do like that because someone brought up a really good point. Maybe that's to get us. It was Milan. Maybe that's to get us prepped for BC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get more people involved with the BC content. But that's a question I never answered. If you're not max level, what level do you get squished to?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Does anybody know that? Maybe I missed that.
There must be
I
some
don't
kind
know.
of
There's
equation.
probably just some basic calculation to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, 110 will be 50, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Oh, 120. It's 120 right now. Level cap.
Yeah, 120. Yeah.
120 will be 50.
Yeah.
But what about me?
Oh,
who's
yeah, yeah.
110?
It's looking like another little TLDR thing too. Is it's looking like TBC is likely at some point. There's no real anything you can say about timing windows on it, but based on just like the general feedback, Omar didn't say like we're 100% going to do it, or the QA guys weren't saying we're 100% going to do it, but the QA guys were like, yeah, like that makes sense. They said it's the next logical step or something. They said something along those lines, and they said we just want to handle it carefully. So prepare yourselves. We're likely going to see TBC Wrath at some point, maybe 2 years.
With I'm going to
on.
read right now, I think it's almost a foregone conclusion. I mean, it's going to happen at this point. So this is just came out in Q3. World of Warcraft Classic drove the biggest quarterly increase to subscription plans in franchise history in both the West and the East.
Franchise history. That means all of World of Warcraft
All of World of Warcraft,
Yes.
dude.
Yeah.
That means Wrath of the Lich King increases. That
since
means
2004.
dude,
Yep.
how crazy is that? It's not crazy. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is that the naysayers who said Classic wasn't going to be a success, like, dude, here it is.
We got a lot of those naysayers. I just want to say right
You know
now.
what I mean? And
Yeah, I remember in our channel that we would have people who said, you guys are smoking crack, like, 1 million people, you're out of your mind, this, that, and the other, and we were like, dude, no, like, we think we're gonna have this many people, and yeah, it feels good to be right on this. I gotta say, it does.
it feels good to be right, and also
Yeah.
because of that, they would have to be next level, like out of touch with the reality, not to put BC out.
Yeah, absolutely,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
That would be the dumbest marketing move in history if they didn't bring, because TBC was arguably way more popular than Classic, not way more, but more. And
Well,
Wrath was more popular in terms of sub numbers than TBC.
Right.
So if the money formula is right there. Here's your suitcase full $100 bills. Here it is. It's what that's the clearest bet. That's like going to the casino, playing roulette, and all the tiles are black, and you put it on black. that's basically what
Yeah.
yeah.
I still, it's crazy to think that actually happened. Like,
Is this a loaded statistic though? Can we break this down though? Can you
Yeah.
repeat? Can you repeat it one more time,
Why would they
dude?
admit that? So here it is. So I
Okay.
think why would they admit that if it wasn't true?
Chat, we can leverage the chat. The chat is a collective hive mind. I'm telling you, there's like hundreds of people's brains that can just fuse together and create like a higher level opinion. All right, let's hear it.
In Q3, World of Warcraft Classic drove the biggest quarterly increase to subscription plans in franchise history in both the West and the East.
wow.
Okay, so maybe the current sub numbers are so low that they're talking about the increase, right? Not the total number of subscribers.
Total increase in sub numbers, but it said due to Classic, which means that increase is due to people coming back,
Right.
which I'm guessing for Classic.
So-
because they- yeah.
Yeah.
They may have lost a bunch within the last year or so, and then the rise, the increase that they got was so substantial because of Classic.
Does that mean it's more than a new expansions increase? That's what I'm wondering right now. Like,
So
let's say a new.
so I think what the statistic they're using here is a percent increase calculation. So it may not be. So that doesn't mean we're above Wrath's numbers. It means that the increase in subs is above the increase that happened during expansions. So that increase may be 100%. But it's only 1 million people. Does that make sense? Like, if there was only 1 million people, and it went to 2 million, that's 100% increase.
Right.
So that percent increase is larger. It doesn't mean that the total number is the highest.
Right. The increase is larger. Someone is saying old record was 2.5 million in WoD. What does that even mean? The World's a Drainer, wasn't that a disaster?
So they're saying that 2.5 million people joined and subscribed because of WoD.
Because of Warlords of Draenor.
When it came out. You know,
when it came out.
When it came out.
It was gonna be bad.
So you're saying, okay, well, we have to verify that. Please, someone, for the love of God, verify this. Show me, like, link me something that says 2.5 was the old record. Because if that's true, you can, if so facto, pretty much
say that there's more than 2.5 million people playing Classic.
But this is just Dear Love, who I love you, Dear Love. You're my, but I've no way of verifying that. But that would be sick if someone can hunt that down.
Pogren thinks 20 million joined for Classic.
What?
I don't think we're anywhere near that. But if you,
that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing estimates of only 1 to 2 million people subbed before Classic was release. So
it must be more than that. Then if it's over 2.5 million, yeah.
Damn, dude. Somebody. Yeah. That would be.
I would say maybe tops like 3 or 4 million, which is
million people playing Classic. Oh man, which is more than BFA. It has to be more than BFA. At that number?
No, it is.
You're kidding me.
It has to be.
It has to be. You told me BFA had 4 million people?
I think that BFA had 1 to 2 million.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right. Well, if that's this is why. What did I ask Omar? I tried to ask him a spicy question when I first saw him. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. But I was like, hey man, like
I can't.
He's a ninja, dude. Ninjutsu, just like blocking all the questions.
Poker face, dude. That guy could probably destroy in poker.
The number one question I was trying to get. I was trying to wonder if
you went in there. I knew you were gonna do it.
I went in there. I was like,
I knew. I'm like, he's gonna ask him. I know he's gonna ask him.
I was like, so man, Classic's doing really well. Like, do you is it doing better than BFA? Well, like, I was trying to get something, and he was just saying, all I could say is it far exceeded our expectations or something like that. He couldn't give me any kind of number. But this is the reason why I'm so fixated on this, is because sometimes I feel like if we're sitting in GMA like a bunch of angry boomers going Ree! And like, you don't know if you're just some niche gaming community that is just a small portion of the overall World of Warcraft player base, and that Blizzard's sitting over there and they're like, oh, look at these angry boomers. Or if we're the majority, that would be absurd if we're the majority of players playing World of Warcraft.
We did get a number, we did get an estimate. Well, we did hear Ian Hazakasa say millions of players, though. Remember that?
He said like plural millions.
Players. Yeah.
Came back for Classic. He did say that. Absolutely.
So with that in mind, it was underrepresented at BlizzCon potentially then. Like, but again, this is what we're just shooting from the hip. Like, just that, because there wasn't any official Classic programming. The only Classic programming we had was actually you guys at Con Before the Storm, which is a fan-made con before BlizzCon starts, which was sick having that, right? It brought a lot of the Classic heads together, and that's where I saw Platinum for the first time and all that. That was great, but...
Yeah. Also, another thing that Omar said is that it's very hard to calculate success because BFA has microtransactions. So you need less subscriptions to get to the same amount of money made from just subscriptions from Classic, right? So that's a very hard metric because they made billions and billions of dollars from microtransactions. So BFA doesn't need as many subs to make as much money as Classic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
BFA
the currency is different. The currency is different.
Yeah, I mean, they probably make 10 times the amount of money off a BFA player than Classic, right? Gotta be. Sorry, Potter, were you gonna say something?
I don't know. I don't know about the numbers. I'm just thinking that, like, one subscriber may be worth, $2 for BFA, and one subscriber for Classic may be worth $1, but then the subscriptions are also linked. So it's really hard to pull those numbers out. But anyway.
But at the same time, isn't there the token in BFA, so you can just farm up the gold? Like, there's none of that in Classic, so... you have to pay the 15 in BFA.
No, not if you're playing BFA as well. You can.
Oh yeah. My bad. Yeah, that's true. That would require you having to play that game though. But yeah, true. That's true.
Wait,
Yeah.
so,
Navik
Navik
brought up a
said
good point. 33 million
yeah.
monthly users across all Blizzard products, but remember, like 20 million of those are from Overwatch.
or Overwatch, yeah.
Well, wait.
So-
What did he say? 33. Let me see.
33 million monthly
across
users
all,
across all Blizzard products, which is believable. But remember, Overwatch has the lion's share of that.
Doesn't that sound low, dude? That sounds super low, dude. That sounds super low. Think about Hearthstone.
Like
50
5 million
a lot of
those are
countries don't
probably
have
WoW.
that in the population.
Yeah.
Hearthstone's mobile, dude. Like I figured Hearthstone would have like.
Hearthstone only has like I think probably 1 million or 2 people. Like,
No
or-
way.
It's gonna be more than
dude.
that.
You think?
So let's think about it.
Well, say WoW
popularity
has
is
5
not a
million
lot.
right now total.
20.
Right? 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'd say 5 million Hearthstone.
Say 5 or 6
Hearthstone.
million. WoW.
All right, we got 27 people playing Heroes of the Storm.
27. And then 46
27
yeah.
we have what else we got? What else
There's
we
probably
got?
28 people playing Diablo 3 still.
Yeah, we got a 28 playing D3. That's a good one. All right.
I would say D3 between D3, StarCraft,
Oh,
and Heroes of the
StarCraft.
Storm. You probably have about 1 million people total.
StarCraft's got to have like a mil, dude. It's still super popular
Yeah,
in Korea,
probably.
right?
Yeah, not in
It's popular in
Western.
it's popular in the Eastern market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see this come together now. Yeah, so 5 mil, Overwatch 20, so it's 25, 26 mil. So far, 26 million and 54. So 26 million 54, and then the last one is what? Wow, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I mean, this is a little scuffed though. I don't know. I don't know about
It's actually
this.
a pretty good estimate. I think there's probably about 5 million people playing WoW right now.
Yeah, I'd say
And of those 5 million, I'd say probably
3
3
of
to
them.
4 are playing Classic.
Classic. I'd
Oh.
say 3.
There's a lot of overlap between the subs. Oh, that makes so much sense actually.
Right.
Oh,
That
there-
makes
yeah,
so
there are-
much
there are-
sense.
yeah.
That's actually so true.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that play both.
Hearthstone is pseudo dead, huh?
That's what I heard too. That's why I'm saying Hearthstone is not. Yeah, that.
Dude, I felt so weird at the end of the opening ceremony where the Hearthstone dude
Everyone
came out.
left.
I was like, it felt so bad for that guy.
We
'cause
were having our
Yeah.
chat during that thing. Remember? So after the WoW announcement or whatever on the first day, everyone left for WoW, and then literally like only the first 2 rows were there for Hearthstone, and we had this whole party in the back with like Omar. And like I feel like we were louder than the Hearthstone people.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like, oh my
yeah.
god, I think we have to be quiet because like, Hearthstone's having their thing right now, and it was like so weird.
Yeah, it was
dude.
very strange. It felt like I don't know. It just didn't feel.
Guys, in the chat, rank from most
Guys.
popular to least. Hey guys, rank from most popular to least popular Blizzard IPs.
Oh
Yo,
god.
I want to see it, dude. I want to see
Yeah.
it. We're probably missing some here too. But let's see what Warcraft 3 Reforged, dude. We're sleeping on that. It's coming out soon.
It's not out yet, though.
Yeah.
So I want to say,
I pre-ordered that because I'm a total idiot and I can't stop.
I pre-ordered that
You never-
last BlizzCon. How am I feeling right
Yeah.
now, dude? Yeah. So
You're never
about that
gonna
thing I
get it,
paid for,
guys.
like over a year ago now. At this point, how's that thing coming along, man? I don't know.
I never pre-order games, dude. You guys are stupid. It's like buying a brand new car, you know?
I
What?
think
It's the same price.
there was some advantage to doing it back then though. There was something
You
juicy
usually
about
get
it.
some-
Get a mount in
But you never know if it's
retail
gonna be
WoW.
good or not. Like,
That
why would you
had to
pre-order
have
a
been
game
it.
and then it sucks?
Well, it's Warcraft
Yeah.
3. It's already proven. It's
I
just got like a
know, I
bunch
know.
of skins on it, pretty much. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right now, Warcraft. So you think Warcraft is bigger than Overwatch? I don't know,
No,
man.
no, it's
No,
not as
no,
far as
no.
numbers. No, not as far
I
as
don't
numbers.
know.
No.
Overwatch, then Warcraft, then Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo. Okay.
That's probably pretty
I think
accurate.
there's probably more people playing Diablo 3 than there are Heroes of the Storm, honestly.
Oh
Think
yeah,
so?
Diablo should probably move up there.
Yeah.
I would probably think, but
I don't know. Maybe not.
Number
Anyway,
one,
so,
Lost
like-
Vikings. Yep, absolutely.
let's talk about. I think we should transition to phase 2.
Okay, yeah, good point. We spent a lot of time on
So like, what do people? I think phase 2. I think the addition of World PvP is going to be great for the game.
Oh,
I don't
fuck
know.
yeah, dude.
I don't know if it's too soon though or not. I'm not really sure how I feel about that right now.
All I know is that there's about to be a huge influx of content for so many people. You know, everyone right now who is a little bit stale on like, oh, there's an alliance guide running across. Oh well, whatever. Like, it's going to be full out fucking war, and I can't wait for that. We had a huge war the other day on our server in preparation for Phase 2, and it was awesome.
It
Except
was
for the
extremely
server
laggy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, let's start with that.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. Actually, we're gonna transition into Phase 2 stuff. There was a census. You guys have seen the census, right? A pre-phase census, and part of what Melderon is talking about is in there. So I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if it shows up in the link. Okay. Let me link this. Here we go.
Dude, he switched your thing, and all of a sudden you're just like,
Did you get scuffed?
It's really funny.
Okay. Here we go. World of Warcraft Classic Pre-Phase 2 Survey. 4.5k responses. Do you have an active WoW sub? Blah blah blah. When did you start playing WoW Classic? That's pretty. Oh well, I guess that's kind of useful, right? It's so 70% of the people that took this were playing within 24 hours of release. So what that says is not as much of user churn or decline in users maybe than Blizzard was expecting, or maybe it's on par or whatever. What server do you play on? 78.2% PvP. I don't think there's a huge surprise there. One thing, looking at this though, RP is only 1.4% of the player base.
Wow.
So remember when people were going crazy reeing for RP PvP? Kind of makes sense though. Oh wait, there is RP. RP PvP is here. Never mind, my bad. 6.8.
It's almost as big as PvE.
I mean, there's only one RP PvP server, right?
Grob, right?
Grobulus.
Yep.
And what else?
6.8. It's like 8% of the player base that are playing on RP servers. Actually, yeah, kind of.
So that's a pretty big chunk. That's almost as big as the PvE chunk, dude.
Yeah,
it's probably 10 times more than the amount of people playing fucking Heroes of Storm.
That's crazy, dude. Look at this faction balance question, though. More even than I would have thought. Slight edge to the Horde, Loktar. 52.8. 47.2 for the Alliance.
Yeah, it's because of PvP traits.
You would never think this was the case if you played on US Skyrim, but
yes, that is not the case on US Skyrim.
yeah, that is not the case. Highest level you've achieved. 63.4 are 60. So at the same time, the proactive Reddit users are probably a little bit more towards the power gamer side. Then we have 51 through 59 is 15.3, then 41 through 50. So I think we're finally at that stage where a lot of people are starting to hit 60, man, like a good amount. I mean, we got 20, we got 27, we have 28% that are almost there. So that's a little over a quarter of the player base. Anyway, nothing too exciting here. How many alt characters do you have? Blah blah blah. What level is your highest level alt? 60, only 5.7%. The majority is 1 to 30 still. How much gold do you have? 101 to 300 gold is the majority. So people kind of broke, dude. This is actually one of the more interesting questions. Look at this, guys. People are kind of broke
Jeff, you're
right
right
now.
there, bro.
What?
Jeff, you're right there. Wake up.
Yeah.
He's getting sleepy.
What do you mean?
Really into the statistics right now.
Yo, he's engrossed.
As soon as you talked about numbers, that PM was.
Yo, this is one of the more interesting pie charts
Fuck you
here.
guys.
50
Melron's got a boner right now.
Dude,
So, yeah.
dude, people are pretty broke right now. Check this out. You seeing this? Look.
I'm broke. Yeah. Not
Um,
all of us have a fucking 60 mage with as long as with our
260
block
mages
on.
he's got.
Oh, you know
One-
what? Just stop.
100 to 300 gold is the majority of people, and then 11 to 100 is 25.2. People are broke right now. Even the Redditors are broke. People are super broke. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. Sorry, we're not all fucking cargos.
Just want to dire them all, bro.
Car mage. Yeah.
Anyway, if you are level 60, do you own an epic mount? Yes, 33.3.
Yeah.
No, I am not level 60 yet. It's 35.3. How does that
Oh.
match up with the earlier pie chart?
Can we get a statistic of how many undead people have raptors? Because that'd probably just say death camp.
Why would they ask?
Yes,
The question is if you are level 60.
I don't care. I want to feel special.
You have a
No, I mean,
raptor?
it's like,
That's
I
sick.
just,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, cargos. This is sick.
What would you describe your primary goal, purpose of your main character's guild? Endgame rating focus makes sense. Where's PvP at? PvP only 8.7%. But it makes sense that a guild's not going to form PvP focused in phase 1. Like, that's kind of a useless question.
Yeah, that'll happen later though.
All right. Anyway, here's where we're starting to get the whole point of this. How do you feel about the early release of Dire Maul as compared to releasing with phase 2 as originally planned? The 45.1 is I don't care, I am indifferent. That's actually what I voted when I did this.
Care.
Yeah.
Then it's the early release was good, the early release was bad. What are you, if you have like a 2-sentence thoughts on this? How do you guys feel?
I just, originally I was kind of like, man, it's too fast, and I still kind of feel that way. But I feel like it depends what your argument is, right? If your argument is going to trivialize MC is already trivial. But if your argument is I don't want to rush the game, I tend to agree with you. I just don't know how long. Again, until I hear the announcement, Burning Crusade's coming out, and we're going to continue to support classic servers forever.
Yeah.
Then I'll be fine. Do whatever the hell you want. Not do whatever you want, but I'll feel a lot better about this, right?
Yeah.
But since we don't know if this is going to be it for us, I don't want to fucking
You don't want to rush it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about.
So, as I think about this, I think it's kind of okay having it before, because if people are going to start ranking in Phase 2, you're going to need a bankroll, right? I don't know what percentage of people are going to actually kind of rank aggressively, but I'm appreciative of the opportunity to farm up a good amount of gold before Phase 2 hits with Dire Maul there. So, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, though. And then here we go. How do you feel about the release timing of Phase 2 relative to the release of Phase 1 launch? The majority of people, 45.5, says it's releasing too early, like what Melderon is saying. Then 34.6 releasing at an appropriate time. 15% or 420 blaze it. And then we have Phase 2 releasing too late. Okay, 5 people are just they're really
too late.
They're really ready for PvP, and I'm not going to deny that. I'm ready for PvP too.
Yeah.
So you know what's hilarious is so recently there was just a blue post for Retail WoW saying, "Hey guys, we're not going to release 8.3 until next year because we don't want people progressing through raids during the holidays because we just want to give you that time." Blah 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 blah. Wow. Meanwhile, in Classic, they're like, "You think you want a Christmas? You don't get a Christmas if you're ranking, bro.
No. Yeah, if you want to rank 14, bitch, you're not getting any presents. You're getting cold."
So that's the difference between retail and classic players, though. We don't need time off.
Retail players have families. We don't need a family.
Nah, bro. My hopes and dreams of being a Gen 1 ranker squash. I'm gonna have to do a lot of stuff for the holidays. It's GG, bro. It's GG.
Yeah, I know. Some poor kid's gonna wake up look under his stream. Better friggin' ranking people.
Sorry, son.
I was on North's PvP Magus cast, and then we were talking about PvP a couple days ago, and he canceled all of his Thanksgiving plans to rank, dude. And I was like, damn, bro, power gamer move right there, dude. He called up everybody. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it, man. I'm not gonna make it. All the figgy pudding and turkey and all that. Sorry.
Little Jimmy, this is going to be my last Thanksgiving. I don't think I'm going to make it next year. Sorry, Grandma.
What is this thing, dude? North only eats walnuts. You heard about that? That's his thing. He, min-max the food. He literally just buys walnuts.
He is a weird motherfucking dude.
Is this North?
It's North, dude. He's a power gamer. He literally just eats fistfuls of walnuts intentionally because it doesn't taste that good. It doesn't taste that good, so, you get to focus more on the game, and it still fills you with, high-fat brain power food.
You gotta get some protein in there, man. Damn.
That was
some leafy greens
right there, dude.
Nah, dude, he's just on that walnut life, man. Just eating just pounds of walnuts, dude.
Oh, the guy likes nuts.
He plays a mage, right? They just eat the same.
He's a grizzly mage. He's a beast. He's hundreds on all of his parses and shit, dude. He's a monster. He's a monster.
All he eats is Mana biscuits.
Okay, and then what is this other question? I didn't even look at these other questions. What raids have you fully cleared? I have fully cleared no raids.
Axe.
Is the top one. Not even Oni? Is this including Oni? Yeah, Oni. Look, dude.
Yeah.
So 50% of the people even taking this Reddit poll haven't even done Oni. Yeah. I guess the attunement is a bitch, right? But anyway, that's kind of interesting. What content are you most excited about regarding Phase 2? PvP rank system, no surprise there. Keyring, 19% unironically voted Keyring. Okay, the Keyring is kind of lit though.
What new content are you not excited? Most excited about regarding. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Keyring though, dude. You guys hyped for the Keyring?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I can't wait for the Keyring, man.
I'm gonna have 10 open slots now, dude. And that's a lot because my bags are always full. Always. Legit. Seriously.
Yeah. I guess the reason I pulled up this poll is just to talk about that Phase 2 timing. We can leave it now. Or how people are feeling about it. I think most people, based on this, it's not just us thinking that Phase 2 may be coming a little bit early. But yeah. What are your guys' plans in phase 2? Are you gonna dabble in some PvP? I know
Dude,
Melderon, you're not really into it.
No,
I'm not into it, dude. I'm gonna force him.
I'm not into rank. I'm not into like getting high ranks, but I'm into PvP. So it's like,
Dude,
I'm gonna respec. I'm gonna have to start farming gold because right now I'm annihilator procking for the raids. So I'm gonna have to farm gold every week to go back to elemental so I can PvP while I'm not.
and I can go AI. I can go power infusion, give you power infusion to blow people up, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going for, Def Camp?
Oh, I'm fucking going hardcore PvP, brother. Hard fucking core. So
Hell yeah.
my plan is to get in the group and just farm the shit out of certain zones. DEM, outside Blackrock Mountain. Go in there with some high PvP potential people, some warriors, some mages, some warlocks, some priests, some other priests, and just blow people the fuck
I mean,
up.
as streamers, I think you have to
All
roll a
day
little bit deeper as a streamer, dude, because people are gonna fuck with you for sure. So like,
Yeah.
I think some people were theorizing that maybe running it as a 2-3 man squad might be the most efficient. But if you're streaming and people know where you're at and they can
Going
roll up
bro.
on you, I
Going
think
five
even
people.
10 might be all right, bro. You just have to kind of
Yeah.
feel it out,
I
or
mean,
split up
yo,
into
if
2
you
5-man groups.
If you want to merge our forces, cargoes, I'm down, brother.
I'm down, dude. There's a few people in the guild that are already there, so I think this is the plan for me. Like I was, setting my high expectation at rank 14 and all this. I think maybe someday I could get there. The Gen 1 ranking thing, I just have to face it, is kind of out the window. I have a lot of plans for the holidays, so I think the strat, I'm not going to think so much about the goal and what rank specifically I want to get, but I want to carve out maybe 4 or 5 hours a day and just be consistent with it on a schedule with some good players and just have fun and see how far that gets us, right? I think that's going to pretty easily get us to rank 10 at minimum, right? And then
That's all. I want to get to rank 11, bro. Rank 11, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 hours a day, not too stressful. You still get to go to the gym. I'm going to the gym. I've been getting back in the gym, dude. It feels fantastic. I've been doing 2 days and stuff. So I don't want to throw all that out the window, man. Like,
don't do it. Don't. You know what though? You can do it. You can exercise in between. Playing WoW, man. You can. And here's the thing, like we work as well, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. But my main thing is, like you said, if I can get in like maybe 4 or 5 hours of PvP a day, I'll be happy. And when I say PvP, I mean non-stop killing motherfuckers. Like yeah.
What are you going for, Platinum?
I'm gonna get the Scout Tabard.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I don't know. I'm not super hardcore with PvP. Like I'll do world PvP for fun, but ranking is not my thing. The instant that I stop having fun, I'm like, all right, I don't really care anymore. So I'm just gonna like keep leveling my shaman. I'll have more incentive to try and one-shot people with my Wind Fury, and hopefully I won't get camped. So.
You might fall in love with it on your shaman, and you might end up running, bro.
I am so in love with Wind Fury on my shaman right now. I was in Stranglethorn the other day, and I was at the camp, and this mage killed me, and I was like, oh, that's not really cool of you. But since the graveyard is so close, I can just pop right back over.
Yeah.
So I'm running over, I release, and I'm standing right behind this mage, and he's sitting down to eat, and I just go, whoa, bam! And I instantly one-shot him. And
that's awesome.
Like, I have a live
And he was
reaction.
sitting, so you got triple crit, dude.
Yeah, I just went, oh my god! Get fucked!
The funny thing is you can do the same thing with elemental forces too, though, bro. You can slap people around with that too.
The reason why I played Shaman is because Death Camp and Melderon released a video talking about their Resto elemental build, and I was like, wow, that seems really cool. I think I'm gonna play Shaman, and I've been loving it.
It's the one build to rule them all, dude. It's
only thing you can't do is farm lashers, bro.
Farm DM, you can't farm DM.
Yeah, I was just really excited about being able to DPS and heal dungeons and stuff. Because, like, I don't know what it's like for you, Def Camp or Melderon, but it's really, really hard to find a pug as a healer. I feel like there's a lot of competition.
Really?
You guys
Really?
No,
we roll with
usually
Invictus
same
usually.
people, so it's like
But during the leveling process, I didn't have a problem. But I don't know what it's like now because I've been kind of spoiled. We've been running with the group. It's usually me, Def Camp, Kigo, Sarmi, or
Poongoon just hosted.
Poongoon, my man, dude. You know he was on Scarum originally. I swear to God, that breaks my heart.
What the hell? Yeah.
Poongoon, I know we never got to play that much together, but I was at the jump, knowing you were on Scarum, I was like, dude, this is gonna be so fun, dude. I'm sad that he left, but thank you so much for the host, bro.
Like
Sorry.
I've been watching Poon for a long. You remember Melder? I used to watch him way back in the day.
Way back years ago, bro.
Content, man. Like back on the BC servers and shit, dude. Big fan. Love you, brother.
Yeah, I remember when he got his car and everything, dude. Dude, I messed with Poongun for a long time, bro. I really appreciate it, man. I'll get you back ASAP, dude. We're doing good,
brother.
Bro.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come on this show too, Stino, anytime.
Hell yeah.
Anytime. Welcome everybody from Stino's community as well, man. Got 101 hosts. That's a fat 103 hosts. Thank you so much, bro.
Juicy.
Thank you so much. That is so juicy. Welcome everybody. Another thing I want to talk about off the back of Phase 2 is a big issue on a lot of people's minds, and it's the server stability. If you guys have tried the World PvP much recently and done any of those big epic fights at BRM or whatever, what happens?
Dude, we went. So there was like a 3 Alliance guild versus 3 Horde guild, fucking massive battle at Blackrock Mountain. You once you got to the front, it was done. Like you would just lag out. My shaman was like healing some guy for 10 minutes straight. It was bad, dude.
I was holding Nova in for like a good fucking hour.
Yeah. Something's got to get figured out there because it's going to be like that on PvP servers a lot. People are going to be doing this a lot.
Yeah.
So it's got to get figured out.
So the servers, they lock up, dude. You can't, and that's also why it's so important to have, FAP and sappers, because those are the things that go through. The sapper goes through in these big clusterfuck PowerPoint presentation fights. So, but at the same time, people are saying it's unplayable, it's not fun, and that the servers aren't of a high enough quality. Now, I'm not going to say that myself. I have no idea how servers work. Like literally 0% idea how servers work. But I will agree that is an issue for World PvP. And with a lot of people PvPing at the same time, if you think people are PvPing right now in Phase 1, this is a drop in the bucket. It's going to be 1000x, right? So what's going to happen? Is there a chance Phase 2 comes around and the servers are a mess? It's something to think about. I hope someone at Blizzard is... I'm sure the people at Blizzard are aware of it. We'll see what they do about it.
All I know is on certain private servers, we had times where we had like 3-4 raids against 3-4 raids at Blackrock Mountain,
and it wasn't as bad.
And it was not nearly as bad. So that kind of surprised me, So because I'm the kind of person I love big all-out wars like that. Like some of my most fondest memories of WoW has been all-out giant PvP fights like that.
So I think as a community, I'm going to transition because DevCamp and I have to leave soon. But I want to talk about one more thing before we go. But I just want to say, guys, if you're concerned, and you should be about this, go to the forums and don't be a dick and just tell them you're concerned.
Yeah. There's a way to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because go to Reddit, whatever you need to do, because they need to realize that the server stability is an issue. Because World PvP is one of the hallmarks of Classic WoW, and if we can't do it properly, before BGs, right? So if we can't do it properly, it's kind of ruins the experience. So I think that's something we really need to talk about. But can we talk about the free transfers real quick before we go?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think this is the only thing. I think this is the only thing they could do to try to rectify the faction imbalance. I don't know what other thing they could do. So I think they're trying to rectify it, but I think it's going to backfire.
It's going to get worse, dude.
Yeah. Especially for you guys, all the Alliance, because Alliance is low on your server, right?
It's one of the lowest,
80, Horde, right?
They're all going to drop out the server.
You think so?
Right? I think. I mean, if I was Alliance, that's what I would do.
Yeah. What we need to do, we need to rally some Alliance right now, and this is what I would say. So I want to say, you damn dirty Alliance, come over here and try to kill us. Come on. Like, for real.
That's true. Don't you want to kill a bunch of juicy streamers, dude? Just nude-ass streamers?
Like Cargos and I, we hate gnomes so much. How much do we hate?
Yeah, dude. Their little death animation.
Absolutely. And this is happening Thursday, I think I heard someone say.
Yeah,
this is going live Thursday? All right, well, a video is going to come out before then.
I will happily allow you to camp me for a good day or whatever.
Clip it.
Camp me all you guys want, okay?
I'm not going that far. Clip it, dude.
Camp my ass for a fucking day. We need more Alliance on Skyrim. Come on. I'll let you kill me. Whatever you want to do, just fucking come to this server so we can have a better time, man. Like, for real. I'll eat those words, but whatever.
Don't you guys want to play together? Yo, Platinum, come over, man. The water's fun. The 80-20, it's not that bad, dude. It's not bad at all, dude. It's not bad at all. Trust, dude. We'll give you diplomatic immunity. You'll be all right, dude.
The thing is,
right.
We'll just go around mind controlling you and shit. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Platinum?
I was just gonna say right now I'm on the same server as Scarm. And
What server is that?
Fairbanks.
Okay.
Dude kicks my guild's ass all the time. So I feel like if I moved over to you guys, it'd be even worse.
Oh, Scarm's Horde now. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, man. I remember we're on the demo, I'm riding around, and I see like a level 20 Platinum throwing up Shadowward Pain on me, and Duskwood, it was the funniest shit on his dwarf.
Throw down.
So here's the thing, like, it's very concerning. I think this is their only way. So I think there's two reasons why they're doing this. One is to try to rectify faction imbalance, and two is because they're realizing very quickly that removing layering may be a problem on a lot of these realms. So I think they're trying to even out the populations again, because I think, honestly, guys, I don't know if they're going to be able to hold their promise in some of these servers because of how big they are.
So like some servers.
What if they never touched them from the beginning and there was no transfers? I think we'd probably be better off, dude. I don't know. What if there was never any transfers? Because there was another transfer wave where a bunch of Alliance left, remember? All I'm saying.
You see how, like, you log on now and all the servers that are still layered, it says, like, layered. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. So I don't know if you saw it in Melderon, but, like, if you try to, like, log on to Faralina, whatever, it says on there layered. Like, so you know what's if a server is still layered or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they're trying to remove that.
So they're trying to remove people from those layered.
How many servers are getting free server transfers? Do we know?
I'm guessing. I thought it was like a total free train. I don't know.
No, it probably will be targeted on certain realms.
Yeah, so I'm guessing.
So when you log in, it'll say
realms, the high pop realms.
Yeah. It'll be like Herod, Faralina.
Because they still got queues, like pretty decent size.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. So I think that they're trying to kill two birds with one stone here, and I think it's going to backfire. Because
I hope not, but yeah.
But chat, what else could they do? Like, what other thing could be done? I don't
know. Only allow the not allow Alliance to lead. I don't know. Like, force transfers. What the fuck do you do? I don't know.
So here's what's going to happen is let's say Faralina, for example, their layering is going to get removed and their queues are going to spike up to what it was during launch. And that's when I think a lot of people are going to start transferring. You're not going to see a lot of people transferring right now because they're too I don't know.
Yo,
but when they actually see, oh, it's 5 hours to get in. Oh yeah, now I'll transfer.
We should all make videos about like supporting our server. Like, could join Scarum for the Alliance, like a U.S. Army fucking recruitment video, but for the Alliance, like on Scarum or some shit. I don't know what else to do, dude. Like,
they should have made the transferring the servers locked for factions. Like, only a horde on Scarum could move.
Yo, you know what it would be though? You know, this is going to be the biggest cringe. Don't everybody unsubscribe at once now. Faction transfer, dude.
What?
Faction transfer. Like, in a very limited way. Don't throw up, dude.
You can't do that for one simple reason.
What? No, I'm saying they would switch Shaman to Paladin. They would just do it in a scuff way. They'd be like, on these select realms, we're going to allow the first... They're going to do it... They did it like this. Well, the first 1,000 players to sign up for it will get a faction transfer.
Cargos, I'm going to leave if you keep...
I'm not saying I want it. I'm just trying to think outside the box, dude. I'm just thinking...
That's way outside the box.
Is that way outside the box?
That's in the fucking triangle.
Okay. Hey man, at least I'm just I'm trying to come up with some solution.
No, we need some kind of solution here because the fact that the free transfers is not going to work. I don't think. We need like someone said, we need to faction only transfers, or something, because like, dude, phase two with bad world PvP is like it's ruined in my opinion.
Yeah.
So there's two big issues. There's serviceability and there's transfers. Those are the two big issues.
So my fear is
kill phase 2.
Yeah, especially if phase 2 releases and then transfers are available while Phase 2 is out, people that are getting killed on Skyrim, the Alliance are getting camped and killed over and over again. They're gonna want to leave even more. Like it's like it's not a good time to do that. Like Phase 2, all this world PvP, people are like, oh fuck this server now. It was already horrible, but now it's even worse that Phase 2's out. Now we're gonna have 90% Horde and 10% Alliance, or like what, you know?
Well, just tell me something that would work, dude. I know faction transfer would work, dude. In a limited capacity, not opening up faction transfer to everybody. I'm just saying they like, you know, because some people want those odds to feel outnumbered and they want to actually fight the, you know, the. I don't know, bro. Like, what else is there? Chat, help us out here.
Forced transfers.
Forced transfers
from realms that have a higher.
You can't do that because it's gonna break guilds up.
Maybe it could work though. If we're looking at this census, it's if it's only a couple percentage points separating the amount of Alliance and Horde players, maybe they're just all distributed weird. Is that Is that? I don't know. Is there no solutions? We just give up.
I think this is the only solution. This is why they're doing it.
I see.
You know, I know people are pissed about it, but I mean, I think people are pissed about it because it's going to make it worse. I think that's the problem. But in reality, there's nothing really they can do. This is a product of not having enough realms at launch.
Well, what about possibly splitting up some of the servers into smaller, like, so if you split up like some of Skyrim Horde and try to keep them together. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way that you could like.
You should offer guilds transfers.
Yeah, guild. That's what I meant. Like guild transfers. So like a whole guild.
I don't know how the hell that would even work.
That's what I'm saying. It would be super cringe. Trust me. Like it hurts my soul. But what else do you do? I'm literally trying to think of whatever else they could do. Because people would do it if they made it seem like an exclusive thing, and they were saying like first 1,000 people to sign up will get a free faction transfer, and you're just gonna be transferred over there, and you get a new name, and you get to start a new identity over there, and you and your whole guild, and you get
sick of playing your worthless paladin and want to play a shaman.
Want to play a real class? Hit this. No, it's a problem, dude. I'm gonna see if I can write up a script this weekend and see if I can make it as compelling as I can. Because
you guys said, what if they offered big guilds like in Onslaught or Invictus an incentive to transfer? Like, what kind of incentive? Like gold?
No, dude, people would freak out. You can't do that. I mean, like, I see your point, Keo, but like people would freak out. They would be like, "You're giving these big guilds, blah 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 blah," you know. And I agree to an extent with them. I do. I mean, but you have to think, will it do more good for the game than bad? That's the whole thing. Is I don't know, man. I don't want to zone in. I don't want to log into a phase 2 and be like, yeah, world PvP, and there is none, or there is, and you literally can't kill anyone because of the lag. Like, those are two horrible things, you know?
Well, maybe, okay, here's a thought. Maybe when Battlegrounds come out, maybe if there's so few Alliance and the Horde queue times are so long, and people aren't able to, you know, BG...
It'll be cross-faction. It's cross-faction. Cross-server. Yeah.
I guess, and if it's fairly even Horde versus Alliance, you know, in the big picture, then maybe it'd be fine.
Exactly.
I don't know. This is why they get paid the big bucks. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Do the private server meme. Just release a new fresh server for the hell.
Yeah, right. Fresh server. Everyone go to it.
Well,
if we could, hold on. Before I want to say, if for some reason, you know, like they said, okay, here's a server with close to 50-50, you know, and okay, Invictus, let's go there, or whatever, like, just to have to go to a server that has more of a, but I like our server, you know, I don't know.
I like our server, bro. Our server's sick. Yeah. I love everything we got going on with the people. We know a good amount of people. All right, here's a question for you, too. Has the server, has Classic WoW's, like, static community thing, even with the layers and everything, has it met your expectation? I don't know if that even makes sense. Okay, so I guess the point I'm making, I'll just spit it out, is pretty happy with the way it turned out. I feel like I know everybody on the server now, like, or a lot of people on there. I kind of actually get that feeling, dude, of having a pretty.
Out with the Onslaught bros, they're pretty cool. We've peeped with them. We've, Al's part of their team. I've talked to their main tank, and like he was with us over at BlizzCon, and
What a cool down to earth guy, yeah. Who's
Yeah,
great.
seriously.
I like our
He
server,
was-
bro. I like the characters,
Yeah.
the players on our server, just the people.
Number one tank in the world, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That effect has
Clevis.
been achieved. Oh yeah, Clevis was dope to hang out with for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of really talented players on Skyrim. A lot.
Mhm.
Egregious is one of the top 5 healers in the world. He was number 1 for. I think he's still number 1. We have Clevis, top tank. We have a lot of like really good people in Skyrim.
One thing I've noticed too on Skyrim is the Alliance are getting better too, man. Like they
are
getting war hardened. If you have,
Yeah.
put a 1 in the chat if you're Alliance Skyrim. If you're not, if you know,
I
if
got
you agree
respect
with-
for you, for real. Yeah.
They are starting to play the game, dude. Play the video game. They are battle hardened from the
Dude,
Zug
they
Zug
wiped out
swarms.
Kargath 2
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
Wiped it out.
They're becoming.
Well, we actually
pretty
have a good amount of friggin'. We have some people in here from Alliance Skyrim.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Guys, seriously, 100%, I've got fucking respect for you
Don't
guys.
fucking leave, guys.
Don't
Please
leave.
Yeah.
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 don't leave. Figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You can camp dev camp. He
Need to
told
farm him for honor.
You guys can camp me all fucking day if you want. I will literally sit there and let it happen, and I will be pissed.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we're
rough.
gonna get going. So, guys, we fucking love you. Seriously, thank you all for coming out. Platinum, dude.
I need to ask everybody a personal favor watching right now, and whatever. I need you to give PlatinumWoW's content a shot, okay? Yeah, man, you probably already know his content. He's about to pass me. He's
If you don't know who he
literally,
is, then you're not wowing properly.
yeah, he makes some funny videos, some really just quality,
amazing
good
videos.
editing videos, way better production value than me. At least give it a shot. Watch one video, man. That's the best way you can support this show and stuff. He's a guest who came on, and we needed
If
someone
you like-
on, and
If you like Nixium back in the day, like when he used to make like a lot of the machinimas and shit,
Yeah.
I honestly think Platinum is like surpassed him at that point. Like, like not only can Platinum, make fun, interesting content, but like you can see the amount of work and time that he puts into his videos. Absolutely amazing.
definitely a cup half full
Yeah.
kind of guy too, dude. Very just like
Yeah.
good spirited and shit. That's very good.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
stuff. We appreciate
Very
it,
nice
man.
of you.
Not like us pessimists.
Exactly. We're all ate up, dude. We
Yeah.
peaked. No, but
Yeah, exactly.
it's a blast. Def Camp Melderon, you know where they're at, right? They're in the chat right now. They're the homies. Support them any way you can. We're still here. We're still here,
yeah.
guys. GMA.
Oh, yeah. Good
We're still here.
GMA,
GMA's
yeah, it
coming.
wasn't good.
Def Talk's
Yeah.
making a comeback too, guys.
Yeah, Def Talk's gonna come back, and eventually, guys, coming soon, Super Plate Brothers.
Super
Yeah.
Plate
I was
Brothers.
just gonna ask about that.
Yep,
Anybody
yep.
know Super Plate Brothers in the chat? Follow Def Camp Melderon before they're even 1K subs.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
a
did,
thorough
then
one.
you'll remember Super Plate Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Plate.
Yeah.
All right.
So real quick, Super, you put it in chat a few times. Q times by faction, not server. That's another way we can talk. About it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah. People are gonna get
That's-
upset,
that's-
but
that's
that's,
a really
true.
good-
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude, that's actually productive right there. Nice comment. As far as my content goes, I want to start more shows, guys. I like the show format unscripted. I don't know. I haven't been feeling the whole scripted, edit a video, do all that. I'm gonna do that too, but I can pull this off a lot better, right? Just these kind of shows and stuff. So you're gonna hopefully maybe do 2 episodes of GMA. We'll see what happens. I don't know what Def Camp's schedule is or whatever. Do some more stuff too. That's all coming. Content's gonna keep coming. I appreciate all the support, the love and support through the years now. It's not even months. Through the
Wow.
years.
The years, guys.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
fam.
it's been quite the ride.
We're
So,
getting old.
Getting
yeah,
old.
feel it every day. All
Getting
right,
up there.
well,
All right, guys. Till next time.
All right.
See you on
See you
GMA
guys.
33. Good night, Azeroth.